I did a thing today. What's up, guys? So, no business lesson today, and this will be a little bit unusual content for me to put out, but and I don't normally do this in my little tank top, but I wanted to talk about my experience because I feel like there's a lot of people out there. Actually, a recent study showed that 30% of college graduates now have tattoos. So there's many of us. As you can see, I've got a massive one here, and I semi have one here. I've got two on my back, and I've got another spring break mistake one somewhere else. But anyway, so one of the things I wanted to do was I kind of like the aesthetic, and I have some plans to finalize this one finally after decades. That's an exaggeration, decade plus. So I kind of like the aesthetic of just one, but not both arms. I just think you kind of start looking like NASCAR when you have like multiple appendages with tattoos. So this one looked really outdated, and this was back in the day. I got this when I was very young, like barely legal age of getting a tattoo. And I kind of like the aesthetic of, or rather I didn't like the aesthetic of the one that I had, because back in the day before Pinterest, if for those of you who remember this, you had to go through whatever little clips that they had, right? They'd have these little binders at the tattoo shop, and you just pick one that you like. And the problem is that this was a really cool looking cross tattoo because I'm a Christian. And the problem is that there's a lot of people out there that agree with me on that because I literally see thousands of them. So it kind of looked clip arty. It kind of looked really generic. So I didn't want it anymore. And again, balancing out, keeping one arm clean, the other one really maybe eventually half sleeve on this one. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But anyway, so I wanted to show you guys the actual video of me getting my tattoo removed, but also give you some quick tidbits as far as what I learned from the experience and what I learned going into it. So the first thing is this. It's going to take a long time, right? And I kind of had this impression that I'd go in and like zap it one time and, okay, if there's not much to it, if it's just black ink and there's not layers and layers on it, that it'll be gone. And that's not the case. So the reality of it is you're going to have multiple seatings, right? And you're going to have to go through, and usually they can be, mine was pretty cheap. I went to a place that actually teaches students how to do, it's kind of like when you go to a barber shop that they're learning to be barbers, right? But the owner of the place did mine, so it wasn't like I went to a flea market or something and had it done. But it was for educational. They're primarily an educational facility, right? So we just happen to know some people. We have friends that work there, so it kind of had an in. You might not have that situation. So from what I've heard, it can get up to like $400 per sitting or seating, whichever you call it. And you could have as many as 10 and still not have it fully removed, right? So it can be extensive. Now, you might be okay with it still kind of being somewhat present, where it's not fully gone, but it's just enough to where you can't see it anymore. Or you might have the idea that I'm just going to cover it up, slightly. I'm going to cover it with something else. So those are situations where, hey, that'd be good and no problem, right? So anyway, so that's that part. Now, the next big thing I think people want to know about is pain. What does it feel like? I've seen people, I watched some videos, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of questioning their pain tolerance threshold because I didn't find it to be that bad. I mean, it hurts, but if you were able to go through with it, I don't think it's any worse than actually going through it. So the pain that I would say, and you can actually hear it in the video, I'm going to show you the video of it being removed. But the practitioner, she said, does it feel like hot grease off of a pan? That I couldn't articulate it, but that's as close as I can say. Like when you're there and it pops at you and you get hot grease on you or something like that. That's kind of what it feels like. And you might think, oh my God, that hurts like crazy. Yeah, it would if it was on your stomach. But if it hits you in the arm, it's not as bad, right? So that's a pretty accurate description. And it does hurt differently at different places. Fortunately, what they do is you put ice on it for a while first, so it's really, really cold. And it kind of numbs your arm a bit, or wherever part of your body your tattoo is on. So that was my situation. It really wasn't that bad. I was done. That's the cool. It's not like a tattoo where you're there for a long period of time. Like this was like 5 different seatings and hours and hours and hours, right? And the word that I want to get over it is going to be even longer. So I'm prepared for quite the arduous journey with that. But this one, I mean, I was in and out, guys, in like 7 to 10 minutes. I mean, it really wasn't that big of a deal, and anybody can handle 7 to 10 minutes. Like it wasn't that bad. Now there's a couple days. It's pretty typical, right? Like when you get a tattoo, you keep it. I mean, keep it bandaged up. I'm sure people are seeing me. They think I got a tattoo. They probably don't even know that it was removal versus an actual tattoo. But anyways, so probably going to be a couple days. You have to put the little, it's similar to when you get a tattoo, right? You're putting the Aquaphor, like I bought some kind of thing that they had that keeps it moisturized because it is going to be like a burn, like an open wound. And you have to stay out of water and keep it out of the shower water and stuff, like keep it cold water. It's literally the same treatment for a tattoo. And then the big thing is that what it's really going to have to do, and some people want to just go multiple times, like I'll go 3 days in a row and just zap it, right? Like it's not about the laser. The laser basically will break up the pigmentation, right? It'll break up the ink. It's your lymphatic system. It's your body that's actually going to filter out the rest, right? It's actually, that's the intent. That's how it works. So I don't know if there's anything you can do to increase your lymphatic system. I know that jumping on trampolines actually helps, and I know there's a lot of people that do that, or they just will jump. They'll just do like calf raises, like quick calf raises, and like hard. They'll like hit hard on their heels, right? So that can actually improve your lymphatic system and how it functions and operates. It has to do with white blood cells and things of that nature too. So everybody's going to respond differently. It's my understanding. I'm not an expert. I just learned 10 minutes ago. But anyways, so without further ado, you guys enjoy the video and literally watch my tattoo get erased like that.
You ready?
Yeah.
Get close to me. Go. 1, 2, 3. See that?
Yeah.
All right, that
That's
looks great. You
crazy.
be able to tolerate that?
She does nothing.
Wow.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Doing okay?
Yep.
That is so cool. Chris, she's basically erasing it.
Really?
It's nuts.
It's a different feeling than getting it, but it's not worse.
That's responding really well. I'm gonna take your arm and do that.
What does it feel like?
God, there's really not a comparison.
Is it like rubber band snapping? Like they describe it or no?
Hot bacon grease hitting you?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Like I'm getting hit from grease out of the pan. That's pretty accurate. that backside's a little bit worse, but keep going. That's it?
No.
Well,
Okay. So, wow.
Not a lot though.
Fast work.
Stretch.
Yeah, I'm good. It's actually hard for me to just hold my arm, so I'm holding my other arm.
it's looking good.
Yeah.
crust is almost gone.
To the point where, like, after you're doing a tattoo for, you know, a while, you get used to it. It's like your adrenaline kicks in, you don't like feel it anymore. I still feel it, but it's not bad.
Did you tell your mom?
No, I don't think so. Hey, Mom. I'm sure she won't be disappointed.
You guys don't have kids yet, right?
No.
Not yet.
We have dogs, does that count?
Really?
Depends on how much you like your dog.